One of the hardest parts about writing a good essay is keeping everything organized. In fact, we recently did a poll on this very YouTube channel, and people reported, yes, organizing is the hardest part of writing an essay. So I wanted to share 5 templates or outlines that you can use to organize your essay. Check the description, there's a link. You can download these templates and use them to make sure that your essay keeps all your thoughts in order. My name's Erin Lebax. Thanks for being here at High Value Writing. Let's quickly look through 5 templates you can use depending on what kind of essay you've been assigned. The first one, most commonly assigned in school, typically is the argumentative essay. How do we do it? We have our introduction and our thesis, of course, in our first paragraph. We have a great video on writing introductions if you'd like to check that out. And then we just did a video on 4 thesis statement examples for 4 different essays in relation to this video. So check those if you're not sure about that part. But as far as organizing goes, that's all happening in paragraph 1. Then our next 3 or more paragraphs will be 1 per reason. What you'll have in each of those are your evidence and examples explaining the reason. Make sure when you open up these paragraphs on the reason that you use a topic sentence, here's a link, to introduce that reason. And then the rest of the paragraph is your evidence and examples. Then we go to reason 2. Then we go to reason 3. Then before we conclude, we discuss opposing points of view. What are other perspectives? Treat them with respect, but also show that ultimately it still comes back to your thesis as being the most strong, accurate point of view. All right, and in our conclusion, what do we do there? We try to talk about going forward in a conclusion. Yes, we review our thesis, but what I like to do is either apply that idea to a specific situation happening now, or talk about next steps, or talk about some other way that this thesis, this essay, this realization is important in society. Okay, let's go on to a second style of essay, the compare and contrast. We have 2 different templates for this because there are 2 ways you might organize this kind of essay where you have one, an A and a B, and you have to say what is similar and what's different. All right, what I would do is again start with my introduction with the thesis at the end of that first paragraph. We had some links on that earlier. Then in this one type of organizing, I would do 2 similarities and then 2 differences. This is one way to do a compare and contrast essay. So similarity 1, let's talk about how that fits with A and B. Similarity 2, how it fits with A and B. Now we say, but there are ways that they're different. Next paragraph, difference number 1, talk about A and B. Difference number 2, next paragraph, talk about A and B. And again, connect it all back to the thesis in the end. What do these similarities and differences mean for the overall picture of whether A and B are similar or different, right? So that's one way to do a compare-contrast essay where we really hone in on all similarities and differences. The second way is to talk about each of your topics first, separately, and then go into similarities and differences. So also for a compare-contrast, right? But you have different options in your order. We'd get our introduction done. Then with the second version, we would talk all about topic 1. What is it? What are some features? The features that later you will be saying are similar or different, right? Topic 2, another paragraph. What are some features? Features that will come up later in your comparison. Then we get into the similarities and differences, probably just one paragraph or one section of similarities relating back to topics 1 and 2, A and B. What are the features that are the same? Then we'll do another paragraph. What are the features that are different, right? Keep all of that organized under topic A, topic B, similarities, differences for our second way to do compare and contrast essay. All right, but what about a cause and effect essay? And these are all very similar to those thesis examples we talked about. So this video that we mentioned previously shares a thesis for each of these types. Well, Cause and effect essay, we have to both describe and learn about the cause and the effect, and then we also have to prove that they go together, that one actually led to the other, not just that they both exist, right? So we'll have to talk about the cause first. What is the cause? What are the details? Describe what's happening. What is the effect? Describe what's happening. What are we seeing? Okay, well now it's time for me to prove that one created the other or one resulted from the other. So I have an evidence paragraph. What is my evidence that A led to B or B resulted from A? And then secondly, another paragraph, what are the impacts of that cause and effect? Why does it matter that A is causing B or that we're getting B as a result of A? And then that leads well to a conclusion pointing to the future, right? What about these impacts? Will we keep seeing these impacts? Will it change? Is there something we can do to hack the system if we don't want this in the future, right? So you lead right from your evidence to your impacts to your conclusion, pointing again to the future. And finally, that different kind of essay where you're not describing things outside of yourself, but you're more talking about yourself or an event that you attended or something in your life, the narrative essay. Really different kind of essay. We will often use I or we here, and we'll share our own experiences. But we still need to be organized. We can't just tell a story with no organization, or it won't work for the reader or probably for the grade, right? So we need to keep it orderly. Same deal with that introductory paragraph. Yes, you still have a thesis when you're writing a narrative essay because you're not just saying something that happened. You're saying something about what happened. You're making a point about it, about its significance. So once you've done the introduction and the thesis statement, which is what will we be talking about and why is it significant, now we can get into some specific events and then their impacts. So I would do a paragraph on significant event 1. What was something that happened during this day that you're talking about? Why did it matter? Another paragraph, here's another thing that happened, using a lot of description, using examples. Why did it matter? Now we have the really analytic part of the essay where one or more paragraphs will be the impacts and relating back to our thesis. What were these impacts of these events on you or on whoever is in the narrative? But also, what does that have to do with what you claimed in your thesis? If you said something was life-changing, now is the part where we go back and say, well, how did this change your life? We still have to prove that that thesis is true, even when it's a story about us. So try wrapping up, explaining how these events had an impact, proving your thesis, and then conclude by taking a specific perspective on what happened that specifically shows why your thesis was correct. So don't forget to download, it's in the description. These 5 templates are available. I hope they're helpful to you. Please feel free to write in with any questions and I'll get back to you soon. Good luck on your essay.